Welcome back to Outdoor, guys. Today we're going to have a little fun. We're going to do a video on how to create buck activity on your property, how to attract bucks. I'm going to share my tips and secrets that I've learned over the years from baiting deer. My property back here is just a small 20-acre piece. All of us don't have the same situation as far as hunting properties, farms to hunt, and that's okay, guys. Like, we got to make the best of what we have. Some of us, don't have a piece that kind of sets up perfectly with food and cover. So if you're trying to get a nice buck down, I'm going to try to help you guys out. Now, let's just hop right into this video. Obviously, if you hunt a farm, you probably already have food sources available to attract and keep the bucks there. But if you hunt a smaller piece like me, that's, this piece back here sets up, it's surrounded by farms. It's mostly wooded, but we do have a lot of does, which is a good thing. And we have some main travel corridors, especially during a rut and stuff like that, where bucks will, come over here looking for a hot doe. But there's another way to do that. I love hunting that way too, but I also don't mind putting bait down, spending the money, time, and effort to create a primary food source for bucks that can rely on it. My first tip would be putting your bait pile on the ground near heavy cover. That way the bucks feel comfortable. I start in the spring all the way through summer. That way, the bucks year to year can remember that this is a food source during that time of year. They can also be comfortable and hit it in daylight, which is huge. Now, each buck's personality is a little bit different depending on which one shows up for that year. You might have to hunt him a little bit differently, but I got a stand. The tree broke and it fell. It's over here to my left about 20 yards, but I've killed a couple bucks, coming to bait right out of that stand 20 yards from the bait pile. So your setup's important too. I've done another video on that, and I will link that down in the video description below for you guys to check that out too. But this one I want to stay focused on just attracting the bucks. As you can see right here, this is Big Time Fortified Deer Blend. It has cherry rush scent and flavor. It's got corn mixed in. It also has milo and sunflower seeds. And then right here to my left is the Big Time Protein Plus. This one is one of my favorites as well. This has roasted soybeans. The bucks really crave that for antler growth, and if you can give bucks corn and beans, guys, that's hard to beat. Also, if you can give them that in a comfortable, safe, secluded area with cover, where they can come in and scent check the area before they spot where they can stage before they actually make themselves vulnerable, can make all the difference in the world. So I would recommend putting this stuff, like I said, on the ground in heavy cover. But let's hop into the next thing. One of the main things with baiting, guys, you have to be consistent, and it's not cheap. I also understand it's not everybody's first choice of hunting bucks or deer, and that's fine too. But like I said, some of us, like myself, I kind of have to hunt this way because it gives me the best opportunity at getting a shot at an opening day velvet buck. So, I've done this back here for plenty of years in a row. I've learned where to put it, where not to put it. You might have to move it depending on, what deer you have showing up. I've also had a year where no buck showed up at all. So there's no guarantee in whitetail hunting, but I am going to share what I've learned, to help you guys save some time and money, and in the long run, get an opportunity at a buck, hopefully. So once you get the bucks coming in, guys, and you're feeding consistently, they will start opening scrapes up. They will leave their scents and scrapes that those open up. I've actually had bucks bed near the bait piles as well, so they will start relying on it as a primary food source, which is great. But like I said, consistency is key. You got to make sure you're keeping that bait pile fresh. Sometimes, towards the end of the season, I'll be out here twice a week putting it down. Also, I will mix in the Protein Plus with the roasted soybeans as it gets closer to opening day, trying to keep them bucks on my property and coming into the bait. So both of these products are excellent, but I also would recommend putting regular whole corn down. That's hard to beat. Like I said, you got corn mixed in this stuff, guys, but putting regular corn down will save you some money with this stuff, and you can mix this in. None of this is cheap, so that's just the way I do it, and it's worked for me. We just want to make sure you always keep a fresh bait pile down, though. That way the deer have food, and if they don't, they'll find another food source somewhere else and they'll hit that. So just make sure you keep it fresh. So a big reason why I bait in the spring and summer, because there's no hunting pressure. So you got bachelor groups of bucks as well that are curious, you know, they're trying to find their way around, maybe looking for a new property to stay on or around, definitely looking for the best food source. So if you can provide some of that, that'll definitely help you out. You can get bucks coming from anywhere. I have new ones show up pretty much every year, which is super exciting to watch. I had like I think it was like a 12 or 13 pointer I'll roll in here, a young one show up last year. I hope he sticks around. I hope I get him back this year because he is going to be an absolute monster. I'll roll some trail cam video and footage, you know, pics as well of some of the nicest bucks that I've had come in to bait. It will definitely make you look at this a little bit differently. Like I was saying, like if I didn't cover this before, I'd give it about a month if you're gonna start baiting in the spring. Early spring is when I start. And then if nothing shows up, kind of know that you might not have bucks in the area, or they just have a better food source that they're hitting, so you might not be able to bring them in. But you can also try this as well during the rut. I know people have had success with getting the does to come into the bait piles, and then the bucks will follow, you know, because you might have a hot doe show up to your bait pile as well. Main thing is just, you know, I feel like the bucks remember the property, especially if they spent a lot of time there during the spring and the summer. And I think they're more likely to come back in the fall because they kind of remember, you know, we got main travel corridors coming through the property from bedding to feeding and stuff like that. So, you know, I think that is something that they remember, and it makes them more likely to come back, I feel like. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let me know if any of the tips in this video helped you guys out. I hope they really do. That's why I figured I'd go ahead and make one specifically about, you know, getting some activity from, you know, whitetail bucks on your property. I've also done a video on how to attract deer fast. I will link that down in the video description below for you guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Ring that notification bell too, guys, so you get all my content as soon as it drops. Until the next one, you have officially been outdoors.